A lot of people have been burned in this industry, and therefore I want to kind of break down in this video why 99% of marketing agencies or lead aggregators in general fail home remodelers. And the reason why I can kind of say this is because I've basically generated over $15 million in remodeling projects across my portfolio of partners that we work with. And in this video, I'm going to break down why it haven't been working in the past and what you should do instead. So the first thing is that most remodelers are stuck in the same trap. You're spending money on leads that go nowhere. You're competing against 5 other contractors for the same homeowner, and you're getting calls about $500 jobs when you want $50,000 projects. And the agency running your ads, they just don't know the difference. So what we've seen from our calls is that 66% of remodeling contractors, they struggle with lead quality. 30 to 40% of marketing budgets are wasted on unqualified leads, and 5 to 10 competing contractors receive the average shared lead. So why is this? The 5 reasons are that they're just optimizing for volume and not quality. And that is because your incentives aren't aligned. If they're just trying to get you the most amount of leads instead of the best quality leads, then obviously you aren't going to get the best quality leads. And they're going to send you, if someone just wanted vanity, if they see a chance to make money from that lead, obviously they will just send it to you, and they will send the same lead to 5 to 10 other remodelers because that's how they can make the most money from that lead. And what that ultimately means is it's just a race to the bottom, because then it's just going to be about who can offer the homeowner the best price, which means they're going to see your business through the lens of price instead of the actual quality of work that you deliver. So that's number 1, optimizing for volume and not quality. And on top of that, they don't really tailor the creatives to your business. They just run these generic creatives that can be copy pasted, and that means you're just not going to be set apart from your competition. Next thing is zero lead qualifications. Again, they don't care about the quality, they just want to send you as many. So that means they don't qualify the leads before sending them to you. And then also, they just have a broken follow-up system. They aren't following up with the leads at the level they should. Also, they're tracking vanity metrics that just doesn't serve your business and that aren't scalable. So the failure number 1 is your agency optimizes for lead volume, not your profit. The problem is that traditional agencies, they run cheap, broad ads designed to generate as many leads as possible. And this floods your pipeline with price shoppers, tire kickers, and homeowners who want a $500 vanity swap and not a $50,000 kitchen remodel. You get more leads, but fewer actual projects. So the fix is to target high-income zip codes with ads built around specific high-ticket projects. And we use premium intro offers that filter out budget shoppers before they ever reach your team. That means fewer leads, better leads, and more revenue. As you can see here, this is an example of an ad that a lot of companies they could be running, just like a before and after. Why would they ever sign up to your company instead of all of the other ones that can also just pull up a simple before and after video? So what you need to do when running advertising is you need to specifically talk to the different pain points people have when getting a remodel done. You need to resonate with them. They need to feel like the ad that you are running are specifically made for them, because that is going to position you as the go-to professional in the area, and they're now going to see you through the quality of work that you are delivering, and that puts you in a category of 1, because you can only go as far as 0, where in the other direction you can go infinite. It's just about solving more problems for them, and that means we want to put you in a category of 1 instead of just competing on price. Failure number 2 is, again, that your ads look like every other contractor's ad. If you open up the Facebook ads library and search kitchen remodeling, you'll see the exact same stock photos, the same headlines, the same offers from dozens of contractors. And when you look like everyone else, you compete on price. And again, that's a race to the bottom. So the fix is that we build ads around your real projects, actual before and after transformation, real client stories, and the specific craftsmanship that makes your work stand out. So when a homeowner sees your ads, they see your work, and that's what creates desire and drives conversions. Again, videos are so much more powerful than just running images. And the reason for that is you can actually tailor your offer and messaging in this video. You can present them with an offer, and you can tell them exactly what qualifies them for this offer, which is, for instance, that they're actually looking to get started with this project in the next 30 to 60 days, and also that they are the homeowner and that they're looking for a full remodel, so you make sure that the average order value on the projects you're selling are as high as possible, which means you're ultimately going to be way more profitable with your advertising. Another thing that we're doing in the ads is, again, we're speaking to different pockets of the market. That could, for instance, be some people are motivated to get a remodel because they see it as a great investment. Some people just hate their current bathroom or their kitchen. They're sick and tired of it, and they want to improve their, lifestyle. Another thing could be that they have a lot of objections about contractors. They have a lot of kind of like concerns about contractors. They've heard all of the horror stories, and that's how we can create videos that talk into this and position you as the authority and how you're different and how you do things compared to all of the other contractors in your area. The next thing is you're just wasting a lot of time with appointments and leads that aren't qualified. And if you have reps driving out to appointments, that's going to cost them a lot of money. First, in terms of like you paying for the fuel, their time, but also the opportunity cost. Because at this moment where they're driving out to that unqualified lead, they could have been out to a qualified lead, which is obviously a way higher return on investment activity. So most agencies, they just send you every lead straight to a generic booking page, schedule your free consultation, no questions asked, no filters applied, and the result is your team spends hours every week on consultations with homeowners who have a $3,000 budget and want their entire kitchen redone. So the fix is we use authority funnels, a qualification process that asks hard questions before anyone's booked with you. That's budget, timeline, scope of work, commitment level. Only the homeowners who pass get through. And you'll talk to fewer people, but every conversation that you will have will be worth your time. And sorry for my language, but this is just kind of like, brain masturbation, that you're getting all of these leads that are unqualified. You're like, whoa, we're getting so much traction. But if you're just wasting your time, it's just not worth it. So how we, for instance, are qualifying in terms of budget is we will ask you, what are your... Obviously, we figure out what is the scope of work. For instance, with bathrooms, is it like a tub to shower? Is it a shower remodel? Is it a full bathroom? And then we know exactly what your price ranges are for these different projects. For instance, if it's a full bathroom, we can tell them, okay, so our full bathrooms are ranging from 25 to 50K. Is that something that's realistic for you to invest? Yes or no? Because if they say no here, obviously they're not qualified, and they just shouldn't be qualified then. They shouldn't be booked into your calendar. Next thing is your leads go cold because no one follows up fast enough. Your front office focus on active projects, calls, and scheduling. Following up on new leads is just not prioritized, which means leads sit in your CRM for days and you lose them. And offshore call centers read scripts, can't answer real questions about your process or pricing, and they just don't sound like your company. So the fix for this is to have a dedicated US-based follow-up team trained on your services, your pricing, and they call every lead within 5 minutes and sound like they work for you. And that means they're 20x or 21 times more likely to convert because they're contacted within 5 minutes. So that is the highest leverage thing that you can do to get more out of what you're spending, and again, ultimately making the whole system more profitable so you can scale the business. Failure number five is your agency reports generate numbers, but your revenue doesn't show it. Oh, you got 180 leads this month. Cost per lead is down to $42. These numbers looks great in a report, but here's what they don't tell you. Only 6 of these leads showed up, only 2 became projects, and your actual cost per project was $3,780, which means your return on investment was negative. Your marketing cost wasn't under the 10% that you want. So the real metrics that you need to be tracking isn't how many leads you're generating. That's a vanity metric. You need to be tracking how many consultations are you booking, how many projects are you closing, what is the revenue generated, what is the cost per project, and ultimately what is the return on investment. So, what bad lead generation is actually costing you? It's not just the wasted ad spend. It is the opportunity cost of every high-ticket project you didn't win because your pipeline was clogged with low-quality leads. Is the team hours burned on qualified consultation? It's the margin erosion from competing on price instead of value. So with the same budget, you could have gotten 9x the revenue just by fixing the system. You don't need to spend more on marketing. You just create more leverage for yourself and get more out of what you're spending on your marketing with a better system. So the system that actually works for remodelers. So we've built this system specifically for remodeling contractors, not for dentists, not for gyms, not for e-commerce. Every piece of it is designed around how remodeling projects are actually sold. And that's why we have specified in this niche, because if we work with over 100 different remodeling partners, we're going to have data on what's working in the different markets as far as creatives, and we can now take these creatives through the data we have gathered from spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads every month, and we can implement those videos for you. When we have these videos, we can put them in front of high-income zip codes with specific project types and affluent homeowners. Next thing is the creative. That's what I just touched on, that we can show real work that you've done and pull from other markets in terms of what we're seeing is working right now. We can then optimize for quality first by running the authority funnels, filter out tire kickers before they even reach you. We follow up fast with our dedicated team that calls within 5 minutes every time. And then we track the results down to a T in terms of show-ups, conversion rate, revenue generated, and not just these vanity metrics. So what's possible when you fix the system? So these aren't like outliers. These are typical results when all 5 failures are corrected. So if we take a kitchen remodeling contractor on kind of like a decent marketing budget, nothing crazy, but before they would have 40 leads a month, which maybe turned into 3 projects at 25K average project. After, they're generating 20 leads a month, which is less, but they're all qualified and vetted for budget, scope, timeline, and that means that could turn into 8 projects, which is now 45K an average project, because they aren't competing on price. The leads they're generating are exclusive, and that means that's a 400% increase in revenue with the same marketing spend. The same applies for a full-service remodeler or a luxury bathroom specialist. The principles are the same here. So, because we have these kind of like specific videos we're running for our partners, and also because we just want to specifically focus on, the remodeler we work with in the specific market to make them the dominating, remodeler, we only work with one per market. And that's also a trap that a lot of agencies are normally running into. They just work with several contractors in the same city or market, and that means your competitors get the same leads, the same ads, and the same strategy, which means only the agency wins. So that's why we have the exclusive partnership. We partner with one remodeler per geographic area, so you're the dominant name in your market. So we're not just an agency, we are a growth partner. Agencies, they sell your service, where growth partners are invested in your outcome. And here's the difference. A lot of companies, as I've mentioned earlier on in this video, they're just getting paid per lead for sending you a name, email, and phone number. And that means they just want to send you as many as possible. The way that we work different is we're getting paid for an actual shown qualified appointment, which means ultimately the more profitable we can make you with our ads and with our system, the more money you'd like to spend on advertising, which means we are going to make more money if we can make you more profitable with the system, which means our incentives are fully aligned. And that's why we take care of everything in terms of generating the leads, qualifying them and booking them in, and also training our partners of how they can increase their close rate so you get the most out of the leads that we are generating. So here's exactly what we will cover on our strategy call. If you obviously would like to schedule a call with my team. In this call, we will audit your current lead generation system and identify where leads are dropping off. We'll show you exactly which of the 5 failures are costing you the most money right now. We will then build a custom plan for your specific market, project types, and revenue goals, and show you what's possible with real numbers, not promises. And when working with us, there's no long-term contracts holding you hostage, no obligation, just clarity on what's actually possible for your remodeling business. So if you are ready to become the dominant remodeler in your market, feel free to click on the link here in the description and book your free strategy call. It takes 30 minutes, there's no obligations, and we'll show you exactly what's possible. That's everything for this video. Have a good one. Bye bye.